Leader Darman, in your book, you talk about bureaucratic zealots and the whole idea that if you're environmental, you want to go to work at the EPA. If it's about justice, you're going to go to the Justice Department. If you hate communism, you're going to go to the CIA. And so you have these zealots that get into bureaucracy. And when the Democrats had control for 40 years, that coupled with their turning things over and writing kind of vague laws that were not very definitive sometimes, empowered those zealots to overreach. Talk to us about that, please.
They would leave loose ends in the bills. It drove me crazy in the committees. And when I began to pick up on a pattern, you always look for patterns when you're trying to find landmarks, and patterns that are supported by the same rhetoric. So time after time, when they would vote down an amendment that would tighten the language, clarify things, and so forth, you got two things. One, we'll let that be clarified when they write the regulations. Who writes the regulations? The bureaucrats hidden from sight. Or we'll let that get settled in the courts. Who settles it in the courts? The judiciary and the legal profession, largely left wing. And what happens is you get to the settlement in the courts and the regulations and an extension of the scope of the law in ways that could never have passed as spelled out in the committee. So I used to call that the legislative aftershock. And the other thing I pinned down was there is a bureaucratic symbiosis between congressional staff and these agencies. Time after time, you see somebody from a committee that has jurisdiction over an agency moving their staff into that agency and bringing staff back from that agency. And so what you get is what I used to call rhetorical compliance. Everybody's singing out of the same hymn book because they were all raised in the same choir.